Thinking about a bomb, the hesitation, the take, the lead. Reese the lay. Clark to Reese. What you've been waiting for.
What happened at the WNBA All-Star Game was definitely a hot topic. Cheryl Reeve said before the game that she had no doubts about Caitlin being left out of the Olympic team.
Is there any second guessing here about not having Clark on the Olympic team?
From me? No.
Coach, thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, it looks like karma came knocking hard. Just imagine, Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, the sensational rookies, teamed up and put on a show against the Olympic team. Clark broke assist records, Reese dominated the rebounds, and guess what? Team WNBA beat Team USA. The team Cheryl Reeve said didn't need Clark ended up being defeated by her. But wait, there's more. During the game, there was a moment that left everyone in shock. Make sure to subscribe to the channel because there's a lot happening, and I'm going to tell you all about it. First, let's rewind a bit. Before the All-Star Game, Cheryl Reeve, the coach of Team USA, dropped a bomb about Caitlin. When asked if she had any doubts about not picking Clark for the Olympic team, she simply replied, no. But it wasn't just what she said, it was how she said it, with that mocking tone, you know? Like, Clark wasn't a big deal, but those of us who follow Clark know how incredible she is. And look at the irony. Right after that statement, Reeve had to eat her words. Team WNBA, with Caitlin and Angel Reese, not only played well, but beat Team USA. The team Reeve assembled, full of stars like Aja Wilson, Sabrina Ionescu, and Brianna Stewart, lost to the rookies she underestimated. And Clark? Well, she might not have had her best shooting night, but she showed why she's considered the best passer in WNBA history. She broke the record with 10 assists in an All-Star game. That's pure Caitlin Clark, folks. Even when the shots aren't falling, she finds a way to impact the game, but it doesn't stop there. Let's talk a bit more about what happened in this historic All-Star game. Caitlin Clark wasn't alone in making history. Angel Reese also made her mark. She became the first rookie to get a double-double in a WNBA All-Star game. Reese dominated the paint, grabbing 11 rebounds and scoring 12 points. And you know what was even more amazing? Seeing Clark and Reese playing together. In this game, they became teammates for a day, and it was fantastic. There was even this play where Clark made a sensational pass to Reese, who finished with a basket. It was like they had been playing together forever. Reese even commented on playing with Caitlin after the game.
Future, we're gonna be playing with each other a lot. Hopefully in 4 years we can be Olympians together.
This shows the mutual respect between these two rising stars. All of this proves what we already knew. These rookies are here to shake up the league. And Caitlin, even on a night when her shots weren't falling as she would have liked, showed why she's considered one of the best point guards in the league. Her ability to read the game and make precise passes is simply out of this world. But it's not over yet. There was something strange about Cheryl Reeve's attitude. It seemed like she had given specific instructions for Team USA to guard Caitlin Clark as if it were a playoff game. In an all-star game, people. This is something you rarely see in this type of event. Check out this play. Notice Kelsey Plum's defense on Clark. She's literally glued to her, putting on full court pressure. This is the kind of thing we see in decisive games, not in an exhibition match. Was Cheryl so determined to stop Clark after that controversial pre-game interview? Despite all this pressure, our girl Caitlin managed to stand out. She may not have scored a lot, but those 10 assists show how she can impact the game even when heavily guarded. The most incredible thing is that this strategy from Reeve ended up backfiring. While Team USA was so focused on stopping Clark, other players like Arike Ogunbowale had more freedom and ended up deciding the game. It's like Reeve was so obsessed with proving she was right about Clark that she forgot to look at the bigger picture. Cheryl Reeve's behavior drew a lot of criticism. Many people thought she was taking things too far, especially considering it was a celebration of women's basketball. And you can probably guess what happened after this game, right? Social media exploded. Everyone is questioning Cheryl Reeve's choices for the Olympic team. The burning question is, how could Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese be left out of the team going to Paris? Fans are outraged, and rightfully so. Some are even suggesting we should send the entire WNBA team to the Olympics. And honestly, after what we saw at the All-Star game, it's easy to understand why. The most incredible part is that these girls not only won, but did so against a team full of stars. This raises an important question. Does the Olympic team really represent the best we have in American women's basketball? What this game showed is that the new generation of the WNBA, led by Clark and Reese, is more than ready to take the spotlight. They're not just playing at a high level, they're also bringing more attention and excitement to women's basketball. And that's why we need to talk about the future, especially Caitlin Clark's future. After this All-Star game, she'll have a bit of a break. About 3 weeks until the Fever's next game, scheduled for August 16th. And knowing Clark as we do, we know she won't just sit around, right? I bet she'll use this time to train even more, especially her three-point shooting. We know she didn't have her best shooting night during the All-Star, but that must have made her even more determined to improve. Imagine Clark coming back for the second half of the season hitting even more threes. Opponents better watch out, and it's not just that. Clark's stats after being excluded from the Olympic team are impressive. Before, she was averaging 6.3 assists, 5.3 rebounds, and 38% shooting. After, she jumped to 9.6 assists, 6.3 rebounds, and 47% shooting. It seems like the exclusion only served as extra motivation for her. Speaking of the Fever, the team just needs to align a few things to really take off. Many people are talking about Coach Christy Sides' situation. Fans are calling for a change, saying the first half of the season was confusing under her command. Will the Fever risk changing coaches mid-season? Imagine if the Fever hired someone like Cheryl Miller, who coached the WNBA team at the All-Star. She's already built a connection with Clark, Aaliyah Boston, and Kelsey Mitchell. It could be a huge turnaround for the team. As for the Olympic team, one thing is certain. The pressure is enormous for the Olympics, especially for Cheryl Reeve. After this defeat at the All-Star and all the controversy around the Olympic team selections, they will have a lot to prove in Paris. Meanwhile, our Caitlin will be preparing to shine in the playoffs. If I know her well, and I think I do, she will use this Olympic exclusion as fuel. I wouldn't be surprised if she starts scoring 30 points per game in the second half of the season. For Clark, every game from now on is a chance to prove Cheryl Reeve made a huge mistake. Imagine if she comes back from the playoffs with even better averages. And if the Fever, with possible coaching changes, starts to really take off. And there's more. The Olympics will happen right in the middle of the WNBA season. While the stars of Team USA are competing in Paris, Clark will have weeks to train, rest, and prepare for the regular season's final sprint and playoffs. We're entering a phase where every shot, every assist, every decision can change not just this season's course, but the future of American women's basketball as a whole. And at the center of it all is our Caitlin Clark, ready to show why she's considered one of the best players of her generation. Now, I want to know your opinion. What do you think will happen in the second half of the season? Will Clark keep breaking records? Will the Fever make changes? And what are you expecting from the Olympics? Leave your predictions in the comments. Let's create a great discussion down below. If you enjoyed this analysis and want to stay on top of everything happening with the WNBA, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell too, so you don't miss any videos. Thanks guys, see you in the next video.